Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sumo Summary Show. It is Friday night, March the 14th. Happy Pi Day. And took the night off last night, but back here again for day six of sumo action. And let's just jump into it. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started here. Hope you're having a good Friday. And let's talk some sumo. Okay. So over on the Patreon for day six, started the new collection because we had obviously days 1 through 5, 26 videos for the first 5 days. Now my video count has gotten smaller perhaps, but as you'll see from today, I'm packing, I'm almost every video has got two matches in it. Almost the only video now that goes up single is the final match of the day. I always put Hoshoru in his own video, befitting the Yokozuna status. So he gets his own video. Then you get two Ozeki matches in one video, two Sekewake matches in one video. This is a video I made that's just the Komusubi clash because that's kind of an unusual happening where they fought each other today. Plus, what happened was you see here two matches in first half highlights. So what happened was today, NHKG, who put the sumo out for free here in Japan if you have a television. It's like the state-run television, NHK, and you actually have to pay a licensing fee. It's about 14 American dollars a month or so, and I pay it every other month, and it's like, I don't know, 4,000 yen to a television license. I think you have to do that in the UK as well for the BBC. Anyway, a lot of foreign residents try to get out of it and not pay it because they're like, "Oh, I don't have a TV or I can't understand Japanese." And I've always paid it. Um, anyway, so NHKG, the main channel, if I'm at work, I set up my DVR and it records, from 4 to 6 p.m. Well, today from 4 to 5 p.m., they were still showing the Japanese parliament called the Diet having deliberations in the parliamentary process. So they didn't show the first hour, the first half of the top division, Makuuchi Sumo. They probably showed it on some other, there's broadcast satellite one, broadcast satellite two, NHK this, NHK that. But on the main channel that I always record, they didn't show it. So if I'm home live and that happens, I can of course hunt around and find it because they generally do show it, but they didn't show it. So I only got the hour. But knowing that when they cut back in and start showing it at 5 p.m., they'll be like, "Oh, you didn't get to see the first half. So here's quick highlights," which is wonderful because if you're over on the Patreon, I get to tape those and you get to see everybody. Now, literally, it could be like that. Like the Ura match was over like that, and they don't show a replay or anything. So it's like, whoa, what just happened? How did he lose? Um, but so that's great. So you get almost the whole day's action in 5 videos. So I'm liking that format. And that's me using my DVR and fast forwarding to the Tachiai, cutting out some of the salt throwing and stuff like that. So feedback, if you're a Patreon person, feel free to send me feedback. If you don't like that or you think that's good, I've had some feedback that people like it because there's still no autoplay function on Patreon. You can't set it and it just plays the next video in sequence like you can on YouTube. It's really frustrating because a lot of people want to watch all 5 of my videos for this day, but they have to, click on each one. And I mean, it's such a 2025 problem. Oh my God, I have to click one more time. It's so first world, right? This is our problem in our life. But I get it. I consume a lot of media online, and those little micro, like annoyances can get to you. And I've had people tell me that they won't subscribe to Patreon because it won't let them play a playlist. And so, hey, okay. What can I say? All right. Let's jump in. As always, let's start off with who was absent. We did have Oshomi pulling out, the Juryo four-man. So we've had a few Juryo guys pull out. Kitsunowaka now, Nabatame, and Oshomi. So hopefully Oshomi is doing okay. Takeda Fuji had a big black eye today. So if any of you know what happened, um, I haven't gone back and watched yesterday's match with Takeda Fuji to see maybe did he bump heads with somebody? But it was a huge black eye on Takeda Fuji. So that really took me aback when I saw him today. It could have even happened on like day four, and it's just taken a day or so to swell up and kind of darken. But yeah, it was bad. But he won today. It obviously isn't affecting his wrestling. But these are the guys that have pulled out. Okay, so jumping into the top division. Well, now let's start down in Juryo. Down in Juryo, a guy that's making a name for himself is Kusano. So the youngster, uh, relatively young, from Isagahama stable. So Hakuho slash Terunofuji's stable is tearing it up down in Juryo. So good for him. He's now started. He's 6-0. Look at that, six straight wins. And like I said before, when we looked at him, never got like a 7-0 down here. He got a 6-1 way back in May, but now is just really doing well in his debut in the second tier division as a salaried Sekitori. So I will definitely put his matchup for day 7 tomorrow on the channel, so all of you can have a look at him as well. Okay. Other stuff down in Juryo. Let's see. Well, the other thing I mentioned when I posted on the community board over on Patreon is our boy Hokuto Fuji here, the veteran, uh, is not doing well, and we're guessing something is wrong with him, physically. He's now 2-4 in a division where he should easily be getting wins. He's such a skilled Rikishi and such an aggressive presence, but he's obviously ailing. And at Juryo 8, with a losing record, he probably won't get demoted all the way out down to the third tier division. Um, Depending on how many wins he can get between now and day 15, and he could still get his Kachikoshi. I mean, I'm not saying it's all over for him, but this might be the start of the end for him if he can't turn things around. He lost to Hideno Umi today, who's having a good tournament. Let's be fair. He's at 5-1 now. But yeah, this is worrying because I like Hokuto Fuji, and he's been a lot of fun to watch in the top division. Fujiseun also 5-1, and there's Oshomi pulling out of the tournament, giving Kageyaki only his second win of the Basho so far. Okay, jumping up to the top division, the Makuuchi division here for day 6. Asakoru met Mitakeumi, the former Ozeki, getting the win to go to 4-2. He really wants those wins down here at M17 to stay in the top division. Asakoru evens out at 3-3. Roga came up from Juryo to fill in an empty space, and he's doing really well. He's tied for the lead in Juryo, behind Kusano, who's obviously in the lead. With 6-0 record. Roga 5-1 now, beating Koto Shoho. Toki Hayate, another guy at the very bottom of the Bansuke, as low as you can go. Maegashira 18, getting the win to go to 4-2 over Satanoumi, who is 2-4. Ryuden losing to Shirokuma, getting only a second win. Aonishiki beat Shishi in a battle of the Ukrainians. Aonishiki now 3-3, Shishi 4-2. So he was one of our one-loss guys that lost. Chiranaumi maintained his one loss with a 5-1 record now by beating Takara Fuji. Onokatsu maintained his one-loss record, going to 5-1, beating Shonana Umi, who's only got one win so far. Hakuoho was a one-loss Rikishi, but lost today, now 4-2, lost to veteran Meisei. Midori Fuji beat Endo, the other one-loss guy. So those are three of the one-loss guys: Shishi, Hakuoho, Endo, who all lost today. So they're all off the top of the leaderboard. And Endo now 4-2. Nishikigi has yet to win at M10, 0-6 record. Oshoma got the win to go to 2-4. Tamawashi, yay, he won to go to 4-2, beating Hirada Umi. So Ura Shodai, as I mentioned, Hitaki Komi, Shodai just slapped him down right away. It was a blink and you missed it. Ura now 3-3, Shodai 3-3. Kim Bozan finally getting some wins, now 3-3. The Maegashira 5 beat Maegashira 8 Atami Fuji. Tommy Fuji is just it's got to be frustrating. Another Isegahama Bay wrestler, but he danced around up at Maegashira 1 here for a little while. People are like, is he going to make the push? Is he going to get up to Komusubi? Is he going to be able to get above Maegashira 1 here? The answer is no. So they had him at East Maegashira 1, 7 and 8. They shifted him over to West. Still didn't get his Kachikoshi, went down to M2, another disappointing 7 and 8. Finally got an 8 and 7. They went back up to M2 and now a 5 and 10 in January. Takes him down to M8. And he is, he might get his Kachikoshi. I don't think he's going to get much more than 8. And at M8, it's going to be a struggle. He's got to work his way back up to M1 now. And yeah, I can't talk. Sanyaku promotion, Komusubi promotion seems a little distant for him now, but it could happen this year. He's just got to wrestle well and find a way to consistently win. Takeda Fuji, this is the first match when the channel came back on the television. NHKG started broadcasting, and Takeda Fuji, like I said, with quite a shiner on his eye, but getting the win over Ichi Yamamoto. So he's now 4 and 2. Wakamoto Haru, the M1, went to 4 and 2 by beating Gono Yama. Then we had the Komusubi clash, Kirishima versus Abi. Abi got the win, 4 and 2. Kirishima's at 3 and 3. Takayasu is on top of the leaderboard. Yay. The Maegashira 4, the veteran former Ozeki, 5 and 1 after beating Sekewake Daisho, who's now 3 and 3. Wakataka Kage, only his second win of the tournament at the expense of Oho, the brand new Sekewake. I got to say, it looks doubtful he's going to get his Kachikoshi and stay at Sekewake, but you never know. Lots of sumo to go. He's at 2 and 4 right now. 2 and 4 record also for Takanosho, who lost to Onosato, the Ozeki, the best record in the top ranks right now at 5 and 1. And Kotozakura got a win. A lot of doom saying about him. Um, and I mentioned some of it in the video that I did today, that people are kind of, you know, doubting that he'll get his 8. And some people are even prognosticating that he might not then get his 10 when he's at Sekewake, and he won't even be an Ozeki still by July. I wouldn't go that far, but he definitely has to start to find a way to win. Like I said in the video today, he's got to beat these Maegashira ranked wrestlers because he knows he's going to have to fight Hoshoru. He knows he's going to have to fight Onosato. He's going to have to fight Oho and Daisho. So, you know, he he's fought all Maegashira ranked wrestlers. No, I guess he had a Komusubi here. Um, and he lost to a Komusubi. Okay. He lost to Wakamoto Haru, an M1. Okay. He's a good wrestler. Takanosho though at M3, he should really be winning that match. The other guys, that were Maegashira, he's beaten. He's got another M3 Tobizaru tomorrow. He needs that win to go to 4 and 3 because as we creep into this area of the second week, it is going to get tougher for him just to get to his 8. So we shall see. But he did look a little better today. He looked a little more aggressive, a little more confident. So I'm hoping that he can turn things around. And then the final match of the day, Hoshoru, no problem with Tobizaru. Once he got his belt grip, he's just so strong, and there was nothing Tobizaru could do. Yorikiri win for the Yokozuna to go to 4 and 2. All right. So let's look at the tournament leaders. Here at the top, we got 4 guys tied for first place: Onosato, Takayasu, Onokatsu, and Shiranaumi. And so, if you're predicting the winner of the championship, you got to look Onosato as the best chance, perhaps out of those 4 guys. I was talking in the video today that those of us who've been watching sumo for a while would love, 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 love if Takayasu were to win the championship. All of us feel like he deserves one for all his great years as an Ozeki. He never has won a championship. So that's always the hope, but he always kind of lets us down in the second week. He'll get close and then lose a couple crucial matches in the last few days. And he's been a runner-up 8 times. in top division tournaments, but never won the U show. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope he keeps winning. And we'll see who he has tomorrow on day 7 in a moment. Down in Juryo, as I said, Kusano uh, undefeated at 6-0. And then we've got four guys: Roga, Fujiseun, Hidena Umi, and Shimano Umi. Uh, at 5-1. Now, Shimano Umi, am I thinking of the right guy? Let me click on him real quick. Yes, Shimano Umi is the guy that was in that video I liked that Joey the anime man made about sumo, and he interviewed Shimano Umi, and just that tournament. Look at this streak of losses. A 0-11 record, and finally on day 12 he got his first win, and he went 3-12 for the tournament at Juryo 5. And, they demoted him, rightfully so, down to Juryo 10, but he's really turned things around, and that's great. I mean, he has Hokuto Fuji tomorrow, and I kind of hope he loses to give Hokuto Fuji a win, but still, he's at 5-1 now and just having a great tournament. So I'm really glad because he was such an interesting guy to be interviewed and listened to in that video. So I'm glad that he's doing a lot better. Let's see how the other guy that was in his stable that got interviewed is doing. He was he in the fourth tier division? I'm trying to see if I would remember his name. Oh wow, now I'm not remembering his name at all. Hmm. Okay. I'm not gonna remember it. Is it Shuji? No, that's not him. Okay. Nope. All right, well I'm not gonna do it's not he's not in no. 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 All right. Well, this is silly. But anyway, the other young guy that was with him was really interesting too, and I just can't remember his name, unfortunately. I just wanted to check in and see how he's doing. Okay, so leaderboard, and that brings us to day 7. So this is Saturday. I will be, of course, home all day. I will put up some Jurio matches, and look at that. I hope I can put this up. Sometimes when it's in the very beginning of Jurio, the coverage generally starts at 3 p.m. But these matches happen about 2:45, 2:50, 2:55. So there's a chance I won't be able to put up this Kusano match versus Kiryuko. But I will try. Um, but if not, I'll try again on Sunday to put his match up. Anything else interesting? I might put up the Hokuto Fuji match just to have a look at him versus Shimano Umi, see how he's doing. This is a fun one. Hidena Umi versus Roga, both men 5-1. And then the final match, Fuji Seiyun versus Tamashoho. So yeah, it's a bummer because I wanted to put this match up on the channel, but I just don't think it'll be on television. They might start because it's the weekend the pre-Jurio matches on a different, NHK channel, and I might be able to put it up, but I'll just have to hunt around and see. Okay. Up into the top division for day 7, Saturday. Asakura versus Tochi Taikai. Aonishiki has Toki Hayate. Shirokuma has Takata Fuji. One of the leaders, Chirana Umi, has Koto Shoho. Um, Shonana Umi at 1-5 has Nishikigi 0-6. Wow. This is a fun match that I'll probably put on the channel and put these two matches in a video. Hakuoho versus Onokatsu, 5-1 versus 4-2, and then Takeda Fuji versus Endo, 4-2 versus 4-2. So that'll probably go up on the channel. Tamawashi Ura for sure I'll put up. And Shodai Ichiyamamoto. Wakatakage has Takayasu. That's a fun matchup. Then we get into our top ranked guys. Kirishima has Wakamoto Haru. Gonoyama versus Oho. 1-5 versus 2-4. Let's hope Oho can get that win. Abi versus Daisho. Kotozakura, the Ozeki, has Tobizaru. Like I said, he's got to beat these Maegashira ranked guys that he's up against. Onosato has Chiyoshoma. Poor Chiyoshima. He's trying his best, but they've given him uh look at this. Sekewake, Sekewake, Komusubi, Komusubi, Yokozuna, Ozeki, Ozeki. How's that for your first seven matches of a basho? The seven top ranked guys in the sport are your first seven opponents. And he's managed to get three wins, including obviously the Kimboshi against Hoshoru. So props to him, but yeah, damn. Maegashira 2 is a tough rank sometimes. So he's got his last top ranked opponent, Onosato, tomorrow. And then Hoshoru has Takanosho, the M3. And I would say Hoshoru should win that match. So we'll just see if Onosato can maintain his one-loss status and the three other guys as well. Okay. Over in the standings, seven people tied for first place. Mr. Fishy, not Miss. Mr. Mr. Fishy, Jaba. Kotu Fushigi, which I kind of like. I got a Wacky Motu. See, now he wrote that just because he knows that if he does well, I have to say it out loud and I'm gonna mess it up. Wacky motor. Why can I not say this? Okay, motor. Wacky motor Harry. Okay. Art, thank you for having a simple name to say. EP Dan and music music tourist, I'll say. Music tourist, I think, did really well in the last contest. No fair that you do really well two contests in a row. That's not fair. Pavlos is a name I've seen before. Uh, D299 was at the top, but he's now in second place. No real worries there. He could definitely jump back up. Ibuprofen. Yeah, you definitely, if you're a sumo wrestler, you probably need some ibuprofen. So on down the line, and then I found me. I'm down here a ways, not as far down as I was because my team's been doing okay. There I am, tied for six. Got about 193 of you doing better than me. But there you go. Wakitakage obviously getting some wins lately, so that's helping my team. He's got two wins now. I'm hoping Ao Nishiki starts to win as well. And yeah, want Kirishima to win tomorrow. I want Onosato to win. So those are the guys I'll be rooting for. And who does some of these people have? Almost all of them Onosato, except Koto Fushigi, who has Hoshoru. He has Takayasu. He has Takeda Fuji. He has Onokatsu, which is slightly unusual choice in this bracket. That's offsetting his Hoshoru choice. And he has Chirana Umi. So yeah, very interesting choices on some of these teams. They're not all the same, which is fun. Um, this one and this one are the same, which is kind of interesting. Wacky Motor and Mr. Fishy are the same team, but they're separated by people. I don't know why they because Abi Wakamoto Haruo and Takeda Fuji and Hakuoho. Yeah, they have the same team. So those are the people that are doing well. Good luck to everyone as we go into the first weekend. And that'll do it for me. Tomorrow, like I said, Saturday, kind of take it easy tomorrow. I need to go to the grocery store. Life of a single guy. Don't have a lot of food in the house. Got to go get some groceries. That's about it. Then I'll be home. Like I said, I'm gonna hunt around for that Juryo match. So I'll start watching sumo maybe at like 2:30 in the afternoon. The plan still is to have a live sumo summary show. Not tomorrow, not for day 7, but for day 8, Sunday. And I'll just do it live at like 11, we'll say 11 p.m. Japan time on Sunday night. And so figure out what time that is for you. I think daylight savings time happened recently. So it might be 1 hour different depending on where you are in the United States. Do you do daylight savings time in Europe? I don't even know if you guys do it over there. We don't do it here in Japan. It's just the time it is all year round. Um, so yeah, and so we'll look forward to that, and then into the second week, and definitely, like I've said many times, full coverage of the final 4 days because I'm gonna have 4 days off in a row to start spring break time, which is wonderful, and it will be dedicated to sumo. Okay, see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.